Why do you blame the mother of your ex after the breakup? Seriously, I want someone to explain this logic slowly with pictures if needed, because every time I see it happen, it tells me the same story, a story about avoidance, a story about immaturity dressed up as hurt, and a story about someone who would rather point fingers than look in a mirror. Let me say this clearly, since clarity seems to be in short supply. When you got with our sons, nobody forced you. There was no contract signed by the mothers, no secret meeting, no coercion. You chose that relationship with your full chest. And while you were in it, when we tried to give advice, you reminded us how grown you were. You told us it was none of our business. You made it very clear that you were an adult who knew what they were doing. Fine, message received, loud and clear. But then the relationship ends, and suddenly you forget all that independence. Suddenly you are dialing the mother's phone, sending messages, blaming her for a relationship she did not create, manage, or destroy. That is not growth. That is emotional laziness. Let us get something straight. Mothers did not lay with you. Mothers did not make promises to you. Mothers did not lie, cheat, neglect, or mistreat you. Mothers did not control the conversations, the arguments, or the choices that happened behind closed doors. So why are you dragging them into a mess that belongs to two adults who could not make it work? I will tell you why, because accountability is uncomfortable. It requires sitting with your own behavior. It requires admitting that maybe you ignored red flags, maybe you repeated patterns, maybe you stayed too long, maybe you contributed to the breakdown. And for some people, blaming a mother is easier than owning a truth. Here is another hard fact. Our sons leave relationships not because of their mothers, but because they are exhausted. Exhausted from drama. Exhausted from blame. Exhausted from being stuck between a partner who refuses accountability and a parent who refuses to be disrespected. When someone constantly externalizes responsibility, it creates chaos, and grown men eventually choose peace over noise. Do not confuse boundaries with toxicity. A mother loving her child is not toxic. A mother offering guidance is not control. A mother stepping back when told to mind her business is respect. You do not get to dismiss someone when things are good and then weaponize them when things fall apart. That is not how adulthood works. And let us talk about this phrase some of you love to use. You're supposed to do as you should. As we should what exactly? Fix your relationship. Manage an adult man's life, mediate conflicts we did not cause. Parents are not responsible for their adult children's romantic outcomes. An adult man is supposed to get his life together on his own terms, with his own choices, and with his own consequences. If parents are present, it is out of love, not obligation. Love does not mean control. Love does not mean ownership. And love certainly does not mean accepting blame for situations we did not create. Respect goes both ways, and so does responsibility. Here is what accountability actually looks like. It looks like saying, this relationship did not work and I played a role in that. It looks like processing your pain without assigning villains. It looks like growth instead of gossip. It looks like walking away without trying to burn bridges you never owned. Dragging mothers into your breakup does not make you strong. It makes you predictable. It signals that you are not ready for adult relationships because you are still outsourcing responsibility. And the truth is, people who do this rarely change partners, they just change names. Same patterns. Same complaints. Same ending. So no, we are not accepting blame. We are not taking accountability for your choices. We are not apologizing for loving our children. And we are certainly not carrying emotional baggage that does not belong to us. If you are grown enough to choose a partner, you are grown enough to handle a breakup without pointing at someone's mother. Learn that lesson early, or life will keep teaching it loudly. Now, guys, these few months I have been blessed, and I am so excited to step into this next creative chapter in professional mode. Check out my profile, learn a little more about who I am, and follow so we can stay connected. Your support matters more than you know, and I appreciate every moment you give to listen. Your support is important to me, and it helps me a lot. Feel free to like, support, and subscribe. Crowning Thoughts True Speaker Copyright 2025 by Santiago DC Maria, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. I love you all and stay blessed. Thank you for listening. Love always. Santiago DC Maria.